everyone. So we have four students from MHA, Master of Hospital Administration at Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai. Okay. So we'll start with Pramoda, and can you all please give a introduction from where you started, what is your career path, and how you ended up in TISS.
So my name is Pramoda. I come from a very normal background. I did my bachelor's in pharmacy in a very normal college. And I have like 2 years, 3 years work experience dealing with medical records and everything. I got to know about TISS from Googling online and understanding that it's a very prestigious institute. And it's not only well reputed, they give you courses at a very low fees, so a middle class person can be able to afford. And I wanted to do something within the healthcare field. So that is why I did my master's in hospital administration. That's how Pratik sir helped me a lot before the interview round. He helped me clear the round. That is about me.
Okay. Then Alisha.
Yeah, so hi sir, good evening. I'm Alisha Parida. So I'm from Odisha and my background is engineering. I completed my engineering in 2019. After that, I was working in TCS R&D for 2 years. So when I was working in TCS R&D, I got to know about Masters of Hospital Administration and the values of it, because I was working under some of my managers who were TSMHA pass out students. So after that, yes, I applied for TISS. I got through a test net. Then I came to know about Pratik Bhaiya. I connected with him and he helped me literally to ace the interview. He helped me though the essay part was cancelled out, but my essay got very strong due to Pratik Bhaiya. He used to clear my doubts in the night 9 p.m. also. I used to call him, I have a doubt on this, and he was like, yes, I'm available. So that is how I came into TISS, and yes, just continuing my first year.
Yeah, Shobhya.
Yes, so hello everyone. I am Shobhya Shoaib. I did my graduation in radiology from Deva Patil University, Mumbai. And in my graduation time itself, I was interested in hospital administration course. So my HOD suggested this college, TISS, that is best in this field. And then I started preparing for testnet. And at that time also, I was following the video of Pratik sir of Ignited IS through the YouTube. And then after the testnet results came, he just posted a thing, if someone wants help. So somehow I trusted him with the further process, and it was very worth it. The next 2 rounds, he like guided me on everything, and basically I think what was asked to me was 10% my knowledge and 90% the preparation I did with him. It was that. And now we are TSMHA students now, and thank you, sir.
So yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Vaibhav Alde. I'm an engineering graduate. I did my engineering in electronics and telecommunication engineering from Mumbai. After my graduation, I prepared for UPSC Civil Services examination for several years. Then I got to know about TISS. Then I started preparing for TISSNet, and while I was going through some YouTube informative YouTube videos, I got to know about this channel Ignited IAS, and that's how I came in contact with Pratik sir. His videos were really helpful back then. Then after the TISSNet results were out, Pratik sir guided me for the interview as well, and that's how I aced the MHA interview, and here I am.
Okay, so basically everybody wants to know about the MHA course. A lot of doubt is there that only people having medical background or healthcare background can enter this course. So what it is actually? Anybody who can take this question?
So can I go with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is nothing like that only medical background can enter into MHA. We four in front, if you are actually from other background, we are all non-medicos. I am an engineer, Vaibhav is an engineer, Pramoda is a pharmacist, and even Sobhya has done a BSc in radiology. So it is nothing like that. And somewhere I feel that a non-medico background student can easily cope up with all the studies, even because it is not that different, or it is not, you can say it is not that similar to the medical students also. It is new for everyone, and it is, we all are on the same page. So it is nothing like that a non-medico cannot ace through the interview and come into MHA.
Okay, so
And to add to Alisha's point also, like after we do our MHA, it's not like you only get a chance to work in a hospital. You can even work in a consultancy. You can work a little bit in the IT sector, insurance sector, and these required in commerce, you know, you may have to deal with it. So it demands people from multiple backgrounds. So it's not just a concession. They actually want people from multiple backgrounds. That because it will be useful in the kind of placements we'll get. It's not just hospital, it's general healthcare management that we will end up doing.
Right. I would like to add one point. Basically, this is about diversity. So they are very ready to welcome like graduates from different backgrounds. So that's why we all are from different backgrounds, and even there are some commerce graduates in our batch. There are some BA economics students we have, and there are like 12 students who prepared for, let's just UPSC civil services. So we have diversity there. So everybody is welcome.
yeah, that is true for most of the courses, at least I believe, and that is true for HRM and other courses also, because the class strength and the class diversity which I have seen, I have some 11 students out there, and mostly all of are from, you know, diverse background. So that was the first question. The second question is, what type of internship and how many internship opportunity we get during the course?
So I'll take this question.
Mhm.
Okay, so there are basically 3 internships that we get, and it's the 3 internship covers the different areas of health sector only. Like first internship will make you focus on government and public institutions and organization. And the last one is at corporate level, the private sector, private hospital, corporate hospital. And second is for, I think, I'm not very sure about it, Alisha and others will tell. I think it is for trust one, na, right? Nah, it is for trust hospital. Like after doing these 3 internships, you are exposed to all the kind of sectors that we have in health system in India. These are 3
Also,
internships.
also during the summer break, we can also apply for internship in the choice of our organization. Like let's say if you're interested in IT, you can apply in a health IT firm. You can if you're interested in hospitals, you can apply in a hospital. So totally we can say 3 curriculum internships plus one internship in the summer break we can go.
Okay, so here also we can see the same thing, diversity. That is, they are, you know, they want you to have diverse experience so that you will have a holistic knowledge of your domain, holistic, you know, knowledge of your, I can say, hospital administration at various levels. Now, the third question is, what kind of questions is expected in the interview from a non-healthcare background student? So I think most of you are non-healthcare background students. So do they ask questions from healthcare only, or they ask questions from your background, graduation, etc. in the interview?
So actually, somewhere, sir, the interview will move around your own self. Actually, the main thing is if you're having, like, I am an engineer and I was having a work ex and thesis R&D. So somewhere there are 3 panelists. So it is like in a panel there are 3 members. So it completely depends like how you move and how you try to indulge them into yourself. So like if you move towards your background, then they will ask questions from your background. If you move towards your, like, if you say something about the health sector, they will obviously point out and ask you about the health sector. So it depends on yourself. The second thing is, if there are any students who are having an experience or who are having a work ex, then yes, you will surely get questions on the work ex. As I got, my interview went for 16 minutes only, and out of that the major questions were asked about the different technological things that I have done in my during my work ex. So yeah, it moves around your work ex, it moves around, yes, obviously, like the new trends that are going on, the new issues, if anything is happening, then they will be, yes, surely asking about that. So So it completely depends on you, your like you will be getting a paper where you have to write every details. So yes, it moves on that also. Yeah, somewhere it will be moving around everything.
Adding to what Alicia said, I feel with tests, it is like 3 sections will be there in the interview. One section will be about your background, how much you know about your background, how much of interest you took in your background. The second will be about healthcare sector in general, like for public-private partnerships. There are some important topics you have to prepare. You can prepare before the interview round also. In the third section, it will be about your values, personality-wise. Like my question in the interview was, how do women and men access healthcare differently? So how much of how socially aware you are, that matters. If you are from a non-medical background, you should be able to justify why you're able to get into the field. Like one of my batchmates was a commerce graduate. They completely grilled him in the interview. They said, you should not get into this. Why are you getting into this? Like, and they kept grilling him and he managed to pass with very good flying colors. It's just that you have to justify. Why do you want to take this up? They see your intention also. So these are the points you have to remember when you're giving the interview.
I think there are 3 broad areas the interviews are divided into. First one is your background. How your background will affect and help you in MHA, in being an hospital administrator. Like I am from radiology. I was asked how being a radiographer will help you in pursuing MHA or being a hospital administrator. Then your subject, graduation subject, as I was not an experienced person, so they have a broad focus on the subject I had in my graduation time. I was having this research methodology subject and they asked question on that. So you have to be confident, and if you're writing a subject in the form that what subjects were there, I think you should be knowledgeable about that. And other than that, you have to be very confident about why you want to be a hospital administrator. Like they asked me ki, is MHA is creating employment. So you don't know much about placements and everything, but yes, MHA is creating employment and that is why you are here. This is your choice. So I think 80% of the question can be answered with confidence and a better skill of communication. And then the 20% rest upon extra knowledge that you have gained. And that is also you can gain in the preparation of essays and the assessment that has been going on. That's it.
My interview experience was a little different. Like it only revolved around my engineering background. So they were more interested in knowing how I'll apply my my graduation knowledge, electronics and telecommunication engineering, in the healthcare sector. So they asked me about, let's say, machine learning. They asked me about artificial intelligence. They asked me about the functioning of CT scan machines, MRI machines, and so basically they are looking to link your educational background with the course you are going to learn. So that is the key, knowing your you should you should be able to connect your background, educational background, with MHA.
So one more question from interview only, that do they ask questions from current affairs? Yes, they will ask questions from current affairs. I think any questions you got from current affairs or current happening?
Yes, sir. Actually, at that time, there was a statement made by the director of AIIMS कि CT scan is 400 times more harmful than an X-ray. And this question was asked by me, by Prateek sir in the mock interview as well. So I was well prepared for that. And it was very hot topic at that time because it was very retrograde statement by director of AIIMS. So that was currently, I think, in the news at that time.
Yeah.
Talking
Then
about current affairs, sir, they also asked me about various health issues in my region, like to whichever region you belong, you should be aware of it. So, in short, you can explain it.
I think
Yeah.
some people got even Nobel Prize, who won the Nobel Prize in chemistry. That also came.
Okay. So yeah, they want whether or not you are aware, and whether or not you are aware of your, the reality across your, there was a question I asked Sovia about a aspirational district or something. She was from Shahdol. Okay, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
that was one of the aspirational districts. So that was also there in the interview.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was asked. What
Yeah.
is aspirational district?
Yeah, so actually Prashant asked you that question in the mock interview.
Yes,
And the
sir.
same thing came. Do hospitals mostly hire doctors for different managerial levels position, or anybody from, is there any preference they have or something? I don't think hospital, if you have this degree of administrator, you are better suitable to, handle this. So I don't
Sir,
think they,
actually, there are preferences, but it is very rare. Like even after completing first semester, being a medical or non-medical is constant to us now. It doesn't matter now. The level of knowledge is like equal to everyone here. And even after that, it is like that. But yeah, some industries are there, and that is very rare. They want experience, like health IT person wants will prefer engineering background more. So it is very rare. And if we see the common part and the major part, they want Tata student and not the past background student focuses on.
And if you look at the people who are in higher positions, a lot of people who did MHA from TIS went to very high positions. They're from all kinds of backgrounds. So is that you have to keep updating your skills and you have to keep progressing once you get placed. That is more important. What you do after you get placed. And it's not just hospital exactly. Like what we do after we get out is that we can get into IT, we can get into warehouse management or storage management, we can get into quality management section in hospital, we can get into insurance. So there is a lot of diversity in the field. So they don't necessarily prefer only doctors. Maybe doctors will prefer for something like medical claims, some very niche professions like Shobhya mentioned. But generally, management oriented thing, there'll be so much of opportunities there that your background doesn't exactly stop you from growing after you do your MHA.
One special question I have, there is a girl who has written that, her family has this clinic in Bangalore. So she wants to apply for MHA, MPH and all courses. Okay. So which one should be the first preference? I think which one should be the first preference? She has to work in family business only, and she has a clinic of her own. Okay, so I think this should be the best one.
I think MHA is the best preference. Like if you want to work in a private clinic and you want to manage that, MHA is the only one you can have the knowledge for.
Okay. Okay, then one more is there in MHA and MPH. What are the different companies and what are the career opportunities? Which are the sectors which comes, and where, what are the opportunities? Where can you work? With hospitals, with government, with NGOs, etc. Where? So I think hospitals will be there, mostly hospitals. As you said, trust hospitals and other hospitals. So I think, yeah.
So when it comes to hospital administration, like MHA course, actually the placement is very diverse over here. We get a number of consultancies. We get many insurance companies also, as said by Pramoda. We get hospitals too. So it is like we get placed in very diverse fields. Maybe the role is an administrator, but in different companies. It may be hospital, it may be insurance, it may be consultancies, or it may be also the banking sector. So yeah, it's different for all. And even some gets engaged in government sector too. But yes, that depends upon the vacancies in the government. So yeah, something like that.
But yeah, one more question is whether my placement will be in urban setting or rural setting. So mostly, I think. Yeah.
Sir,
Sir,
MHA
MHA
is
goes for
mostly
urban
in
setting
it is
because
mostly in the
hospital,
urban setting.
yeah, urban setting, yeah.
Yeah, urban setting. Okay. So whereas in MPH, you will have to go to rural areas and work there in NGOs.
Yes,
Okay.
so through MHA, the most work is in corporate sector, and that will be basically in urban areas.
Okay. So these were some of the questions. If you have any doubt or any question, you can raise your hand, then I will tell, you can ask your question. If somebody wants to ask, then he or she can raise your hand and then you can ask. Anybody? these are the main question. Whatever you had submitted, I had already asked most of them. Then one more question was there regarding the placement scenario, the average thing. So initially I think there was a question ki what is the average placement and all. So I don't think that is a good enough question itself. But my thing is, what I believe is, initially we should focus upon what? Learning, and then further in the career we will earn. Okay. So if you want to give a clue as to what was the last year placement scenario and all, then you can give that.
So when we talk about the placement part, like in TISS, no one stays unplaced. Everyone will get placed. So it completely depends on you, how you prepare yourself. This is a brand, so nothing is like that you'll not be into some company or something like that. Companies do come, and in the coming to the previous year batch, everyone was placed in a very, like, it was a very decent one. We cannot say the exact amount or exact average placement because we are even in first year now, so we cannot reveal that. But yes, placement is good, and assurance is also given. So yes, everyone gets placed. That is what I can say in this situation.
Okay.
Yes, actually in this field, test students are brand itself.
Mhm.
They promote for themselves as well.
I have many students of healthcare courses who have done BDS and all, and all of them want that they should enter tests. They have other options also, like Jim Goa is there, and institute at Gandhinagar is there, and also at Jaipur is there. Now all of them want or keep the first preference as test. So this is the thing. So coming to your domain, you are at a best place, I can say, in India. Okay, so whatever will happen, that will be the best possible outcome. Okay, that I believe. Can you throw some highlight in upon the process, how it happens and all?
So like the process of TISS examination?
Like the process of TISS, first round, second round, and everything. What happened with you?
Okay, so generally we had 2 rounds because the first is the testnet. Of course, you have to qualify the marks as per your category to give the second and the third level. The second is TISMAT or TISPAT, which was cancelled for us due to this COVID situation. If if this TISPAT happens with you all, then you will be covering up with one essay and some MCQs which would be related to hospital, Masters of Hospital Administration. That means related to the hospital issues, related to health issues in general, if I can say. Then third one will go for the OPI round. There you will be taking interview by 3 professors of of health school studies, and yes, and that would be in the third round. That is called TISOPI. Yeah. So specifically, there are 3 rounds, and the weightage goes for us. It was something 50-50, if I am not wrong, or 60-40, something like that. And if TISPAT happens with you, then it will be something 30-70, and not 30-70. It is exactly something 30 and 70. Yeah, 70 will be TISPAT and OPI.
Yes,
and
it's something like 30-30-40.
30-70. Yeah,
Right,
40,
right.
40-30.
So
So it
It
depends
varies.
on
Yeah, it varies. Yeah, year to
it
year.
varies exactly. So it depends on your this year examination, but the round is same. Like it will be 3 or 2, depends on the situation of COVID.
Rounds are same. First and third round are constant.
Yeah.
Testnet at interview is constant, but second round varies. In our time, it varied 2 times. Like we prepared initially for something else, and then something else was decided. So it depends how they want to take the second round.
So I can remember this extempore thing came just 15-20 days
15
before.
days, yes.
For the Sovia was the first one to take the interview. I think her interview was on 1st of July, maybe 1st of
Yes,
July.
sir, maybe. Yes, sir. But I was the first one.
You were the first one, and just 20 days or 14-15 days were there, and then I started something called Clubhouse during that time, and
Yes.
that helped a lot of people. And
It
then
was very nice, actually. The communication skills got much, much better then.
I'll just say something. The topics which are asked literally like you should believe this. If you attend the clubhouse given by Pratik sir, and if you attend the like what he says, if you take like if you write down the 6 to 7 points, and if you keep it in mind that you have to say something like this on this topic, you'll get something related to that on the examination. I'm damn sure about that, because he covers all the topics, like all the issues, all the topics are generally covered. So just listen, attend the clubhouse one. Literally I was much worried about extempore one, because about general space when it comes to health, we all engineers are we're not well acquainted with the health and all. So sir's topic gave me a broad idea, and somewhere the questions were also related to that. It was a easy acing me. Like after the examination I called and said I gave my 100%, and I think let's see what will happen. So you just follow his rules, follow his classes, you'll ace it.
One more question is there, sir. I am from an IT background, working in MSc. Okay. So how will I justify moving from IT sector to, hospital administration? So this was, how you.
This question was asked to me actually in my interview, because I was working in TCS, as I said before, and I came suddenly to hospital sector. So somewhere you have to link. I linked it because when I was in TCS R&D, I was working on apps, and I was having a coding background. So somewhere you can link that your profile. If you're working in an IT sector, as you said, sir, he said he's working in MNC, right?
Yeah, he is also working in TCS.
Oh, TCS, okay. So if you're working in some health sector, or if you're working in some project which is related to health, then just directly link it. Okay, like you're working in this, you have done this. If you are working in some, to be very specific, if you're working in some like development part, then just link it with the health. Like if you enter into tests, then that would be easy for you. You can use that IT knowledge in hospitals, and some will link like that. It will get
Yeah,
connected.
you can say that you can bring diversity
Yeah.
to this course. Okay. Yeah. Any other point of view you want to share? Anybody want to share about this? Okay. So
I would say that if you do this course, because people are worried about placements and all, I would like to add that you have to look at your graph also after you do tests. So you'll usually get placed, I think, in the middle management type positions. And as you keep like 5-10 years, as you keep going, keep updating your skills, the kind of graph you will see after you join this is highest compared to any other institute. So if you look at it's worth it in the long run. And the return on investment is also good for this. So I think people should opt for it from that perspective also. If, like when you learn and update now, you can go very far after joining this.
okay. So apart from that, I think the cutoff for MHA is quite high now in health courses. The cutoff for MHA is quite high. So focus on testnet number one. Once you qualify testnet, see, I already started the clubhouse sessions with these students, and we had, several clubhouse sessions. So that is going to help somehow. Now, here is another question. Let me ask this question, what it is. Just wait a minute. Yeah, the question is, working into research project and from BDS background, how can I justify to get MHA? If she has worked in research background or has research project and or BDS background, how will she justify? And is there something they have more propensity towards non-BDS students or something?
There are 26 dentists in our batch.
Yes,
out of 60.
actually majority of them are dentists.
Out of 58, sir, 26 are dentists. So it is nothing like that.
Okay,
And so
I think most BDS people tend to opt for MHA. That is why
Yes,
like
exactly.
half of the batch. We have a lot of engineers also. We have a lot of commerce people also. Everybody
Yeah.
we have. But half are BDS.
Mhm. So see, as far as that question goes, that if she is BDS and she is working in some research project, see, as far as I know, I have seen that the people who gave the interview and they showed conviction that they are truly inclined toward taking this course.
Correct.
They were selected. Okay, they were selected. There should be clarity of purpose and conviction. There should be conviction. Why at all you want to do this course? If you want to do this, why? So that clarity should be there. If you can reflect that clarity in your DAP while you speak, then you will get into this. And one more question I want to ask you people. I have observed this, that most of the students in other courses also, they have almost similar marks in ERT plus your interview. So was it true for all of you? I just want to make, I want to derive some, conclusion out of it.
Like, so you're asking the interview marks and the
ERT
external
marks.
Extempore.
Extempore, because the panel was the same, and extempore was your first impression. Okay, there you had your first impression. So I have this observation that if your extempore is quite good, the interview will go smoothly. Okay, and you will fetch high marks out there also. This is what I have felt, seeing the marks of
Correct.
I saw
Yes, sir.
around 10 marks range difference with other students for me. It was not exactly the same. I think it was around 10. Overall aggregated marks, as long as it's
Yes,
good.
so
it's
for
net
me
10.
as well, there was a gap.
okay,
Like
there was a gap.
it was not very equal.
In
Okay,
my
so-
case, it was exactly the same. Like I scored equally in extempore
Sir,
and
actually
interview, but it varied in the HRM interview. Like it had a gap of some 10 marks in the
Yes.
HRM interview.
for me, sir, even the MHA, both interview and PRD marks were almost like 2 to 3 marks. There was a difference, but yes, in analytics, I had a major difference. But yes, I got same. But yes, I'll add one thing, sir. Like if an extempore speech, if you're saying something, then make sure you know what you're saying, because they ask questions related to the extempore event. My third question from Maripan sir was related to what I said in the extempore one. So yes, they drag even that one. So better what you say, you remember what you are saying is correct. And if you're wrong, then just during the interview part, if you're unknown, then you just say that, sir, I do not know, or I said it like that. Do something, say the truth.
Yes, sir, exactly. The words we use, you should know them. It's like that. They catch words and they ask, what is this? Use this thing. What is this? It's like that.
okay, so
The interview panel is very informative, so you just cannot bluff it. So when I was asked about difference between CT scan and MRI, I kindly replied, Sorry, sir." So it was okay. Like denying the
yeah,
answer is okay.
not knowing something, you should always speak that you don't know. That shows that you are not trying to bluff, number one, and you know your limitations. So knowing our thing is the main thing, that we should know where we are good enough, and we should be knowing where we are not that good, and that is not a crime. Saying no is not a crime. So I have, this particular thing I have mentioned many of, or I have told to many of my students who took the mock interview that please don't bluff there. Okay. Now the other question, other doubt is, I am pursuing horticulture. So how can I justify my graduation in plants and then searching for hospital courses? That is a human thing.
One of our batchmates is one food technology, right? Yeah, you
Yeah.
can justify.
You can justify.
Yeah.
See,
So
sir,
Basically, if you cannot relate anything, they will know like there's no relation between, let's say, a special field and MHA. So they will be more interested in knowing what you know about your field. Like they just want to know that you are like whatever you learned, you are good enough in that, so that you can uh, grasp the knowledge you will gain in MHA. That is their aim, I guess. Because we have some, like in MPH, we have a student from geography background. He was MA in geography, and he was only asked about geography in detail all through the interview, and yet he made it to MPH, health administration. So I think it will
The
stand true for MHA as
yeah,
well.
the important part is how you are interested in health sector, not how your background is linked with the health sector.
it is not actually compulsory to link your background, because you'll have n number of students with n number of backgrounds. So just prepare for the question why MHA, like why you want to be a MHA graduate, not why your background is going to, how it is going to link with MHA. That should not be the answer. If you're getting any dot points to join it, it is better. But if you're not getting any dot points, then just mold yourself to answer why MHA wala part. That will actually be a good one.
then one more question, doubt is that so the guy has some experience in as a HR. Okay, so his first preference will be HRM, the second will be ODCL, but he wants the third should be MHA. Okay, for the third preference he wants to give MHA. So again the same thing goes, you will have to justify why do you want to do administration. So you can see that I always wanted to go into administration, and MHA is, you know, the similar role it will offer. So this can be the thing. And then one more, you know, doubt is, are there hospitals in rural areas? So mostly they are in urban areas, but there are some. So it is not that there will not be any hospital in rural area. Then, sir, I am from BCom student. What justification could I give? They said they had some commerce graduates. So can they share any insight into how commerce student can justify? Again, the same thing. Don't focus upon your background, rather focus upon your why MHA part. Okay, because yeah, go on, Aisha, you want to say something?
Yeah, so to add on over here, before preparing for YMHA, before preparing anything, na, just remember what is hospital administrator. Just Google it. You'll get a part like finance, economics. This all things are there. So if you are in the commerce background, then you will be nailing the answer. Like you're already acing the finance and eco part. Just connect it. So just Google what is hospital administration, what are the roles, what you will be learning. Once you get through that, now you will be easily able to connect the dots. That is what I'm saying. Just go to the test website. What we did, what I specifically did was, even I think my friends even did the same. We went into the website, we saw what are the topics which are the course structure. Then we started joining the dots, and it was a bit easier for us. So if you do the same, being a commerce grad student, I think you can also prepare a very good answer.
Okay, so anybody else who want to ask anything, you can message me either on WhatsApp or here only. Do you have any question? You can answer. Yeah. So I think we took most of your doubts and questions. Okay, so yeah, so it was a good interaction, and thank you Pramoda, thank you Shobya, thank you Alisha, and thank you Vaibhav for coming and sharing some time. I think you have vacations right now, na?
Yes, sir.
24th.
23rd.
Okay, okay. So now stop this.